if we have trouble in the world, Bitcoin will soar. And the answer is very clearly that's not the case. If we look at the jobs data on Friday, we got 336,000 jobs added. However, that is faulty. It was not really 336,000 jobs added. Bitcoin is seeing a little downside, but I would just say this, guys. To me, Bitcoin, and I said this last week, it remains bullish, okay? As long as it holds this 25,500 area, which is a downsloping trend line that even goes off my screen, but basically what we saw a breakout here. You could even look at this as being bullish consolidation.
Bitcoin is moving lower and showing bearish signs below $27,500. Experienced trader Gareth Soloway, drawing from his 2 decades of experience, examines daily charts that currently show bearish signals but could soon shift to a bullish outlook. It was blowout employment data for the economy last month, with the Bureau of Labor Statistics Friday morning reporting 336,000 jobs added in September versus Economist forecasts for just 170,000. August's originally reported 187,000 jobs gained was revised higher to 227,000. The unemployment rate was unchanged at 3.8% and against expectations for a decline to 3.7%. The price of Bitcoin fell just shy of 1% in the minutes following the news to $27,530. Over the weekend, Bitcoin faced a challenging path as it grappled with the $28,000 resistance level. However, the positive job figures in the United States contributed to a minor upturn in Bitcoin during the weekend. According to Soloway's analysis, despite the temporary drop in Bitcoin's price, he views it as a possible period of bullish consolidation. He asserts that as long as Bitcoin holds above the crucial range of 25,500 to 25,600, the overall sentiment remains bullish. More and more cryptocurrency market analysts are beginning to embrace a bullish narrative. Macro strategist Len Alden anticipates that Bitcoin has the potential to exceed 6 figures. Technically speaking, Bitcoin's 200-day moving average imposes upside resistance. It's only briefly managed to swing above the 200 DMA on an intraday basis. Still, much confidence seems to exist for Bitcoin. Now, let's shift our focus to a video.
If we look at the jobs data on Friday, we got 336,000 jobs added. However, that is faulty. It was not really 336,000 jobs added. Why? Well, as we can see, part-time jobs, full-time jobs fell sharply. So this number encompasses part-time and full-time work. Essentially, if you're unemployed, meaning no jobs at all, then you're considered to be in that unemployment level. If you have a part-time job, you're counted in here. Now, the data showed us that, again, full-time jobs fell sharply while part-time work gained. What we have to understand about this is that, think about this, right? While there might be some people that are taking part-time jobs because they want to, generally people want to work full-time, especially when you have inflation where it is, right? I mean, how do you even make ends meet working part-time unless you're forced to because you can't find a full-time job? So that's key. In the last 3 months, 692,000 jobs, full-time jobs, were lost. So again, we're starting to see a picture here of an economy that is no doubt starting to weaken. So again, 692,000 jobs lost over the last 3 months. Now, again, overall, we've seen a gain in the jobs data. Bitcoin is seeing a little downside, but I would just say this, guys. To me, Bitcoin, and I said this last week, it remains bullish, okay? As long as it holds this 25,500 area, which is a downsloping trend line that even goes off my screen, but basically what we saw a breakout here. You could even look at this as being bullish consolidation. Now, it is down today, and what does that tell us, guys? It tells us that it's still a risk asset. Notice again, and this is really important, because so many people try to tell me that, oh no, if we have trouble in the world, Bitcoin will soar. And the answer is very clearly that's not the case. Because again, gold is going like this. Bitcoin is not down a lot, but it's not going up. So it is still a risk asset. We have to respect that. and therefore, again, it is coming in. But having said that, this to me is bullish potential consolidation. As long as it holds this area down here around 25,500, 600, it remains bullish. All right.
Gold is getting support from geopolitical concerns. Gold price is extending its phase of bullish consolidation near the one-week high of $1,860. Gold price is gathering pace for the next leg higher as the US dollar licks its wounds amid a renewed downtick in the US Treasury bond yields across the curve. Gold is often considered a safe haven asset in times of geopolitical turmoil, economic uncertainty, or financial market instability. While silver comes under some renewed selling pressure on Tuesday and for now seems to have snapped a two-day winning streak to a one-week high around the $22 mark touched the previous day. As per Soloway's analysis, the chart suggested a buying opportunity rather than selling for gold, while his long-term outlook for silver remains optimistic. Now, let's shift our focus to a video.
This is the chart of gold. Now, going into this weekend or even late last week, would you have been, just looking at this chart, think about this logically, would you have been a buyer or a seller of gold? And the answer is, based on the chart, you would have been a buyer, right? Technicals, again, telling us so much information, not being 100% accurate. Remember that. So many people think, technicals in this one situation didn't work, so all of technical analysis is BS. That's not true. Technicals give you probabilities, and they put probabilities on your side. So essentially what we know on gold was that we had a very defined channel, and we were right at the low end. In addition, we had all this support down here, and what happens to gold? It bounces. Did we know that we were going to have instability geopolitically with the war? And no, we didn't know any of that. But the chart, again, was guiding us to the higher probability outcome, which, again, put us in that position to say, look for a bounce in gold. Really remarkable. And, again, I've done this now for 24 years, crazy amount of time, and it still blows my mind how the charts can really help us learn. Now, one thing I want to show you is the silver chart. Silver had an awesome bounce on Friday, right? Same kind of deal. Made a lot of sense that it would bounce. But look at today. Today, silver was up here, and it's come all the way back in basically to the flat line. Why? Well, I'll tell you. Based on the instability in the world right now, there's more and more feeling that the economy is going to slow. And the economy, that's partially why we're seeing yields come down, also the strive for safety in bonds. But I do think that, again, all of this is additionally adding pressure to the global environment and the economy globally, and that, again, could be a small negative for silver. Now, again, do I like silver long-term? Yes. This is still a very bullish pattern, right? All of this is a bullish pattern, but again, it just makes sense why silver might underperform today with the instability in the world.
Despite the recent global turmoil, Bitcoin has demonstrated exceptional strength, securing its position as the top-performing asset over the past 30 days relative to the US dollar. In a recent CNBC interview, the legendary investor Paul Tudor Jones claimed that he prefers BTC and gold because he predicts economic hardship that could send stocks into a major correction. He mentioned, "I would love to have gold and Bitcoin together." That concludes our conversation for today. If you have any thoughts, please share them in the comments section. If you found this content informative, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing for the latest updates. Thank you for being here with us.